they make and they are not reaching your potential. Accept the challenges and then you get unstoppable. I'll show you something else. That's another Racer X tune. It's kind of similar in a way. It's from their first album, Street Lethal, and it's called Street Lethal. It starts off with the 4th fret of the D and G string. Very similar in a lot of ways. So it's going to have that, and it's going to have the 5th fret. You can see the similarities, right? From like and now we have same idea. Keep in mind that this is the same band and that some of these songs are written in the same era. So yeah, it's got like that, and then the thumb on the 4th fret after that. So it goes like this, and then cool. So then he plays the open high E string and the B string. Then he goes into the kind of it's not a hook exactly, but it's kind of like that riff. That's where it starts. So it's kind of similar to what we had before. And he's got this low 2nd fret, just like in the other song. But he does the 2nd fret on the A and D string this time. And he just does 2. So this one's going to be an odd grouping because it's like the chord and then 2 notes. And then it goes up to the 4th fret on the D, A and D. So it's like... Yep, and then the D and G string. It's like... That's what's going on there. It's basically groups of 3 where it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So then after that it goes to a D chord, a lot like what we did before. But I think really he's just kind of strumming the D, G, B string. So we have like that. Yeah, but without the low thing after, so it's like this. See, after right there, it goes, so it doesn't go, so 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, then it goes 2nd fret, but without the low notes, the 2 low notes after. Like that. Cool? I thought it was tricky too. So then right here it goes, and what that is it's the A major scale, starting from the 9th fret of the G string. Yeah, so it's like 9, 7, 6 on both the strings, and then 9, 7, 5. Now in the old days he did 2 things. There's one time he'll do this, which ends on the 7th. So it's A major scale. Ends on G sharp, and then it goes back to the riff. And then he's got this other riff I'll show you in a second. And then he's got this other one where he'd be like, and I can't remember which of those 2 came first. This one? Or this one? I'm kind of thinking actually that this might have come first. And that this one came second. The one I just showed you actually might come second. But anyway, so here's the other one. It descends down G sharp Locrian. And it ends with an E. Yep. and then into the 4th fret, and then the open E, which is still A major, right? Like G sharp local and A major, same thing. So that's exactly right, man. Wow, you got your scales good. Yeah, so and he's got the riff. Ooh. We'll have to learn this next part. Anyway, but there's a few things more to talk about. So there's only one more part of the intro we would have to learn, which is the crazy lick. Now the lick is actually D. Where does this happen? This happens when he goes to the D chord, and then he plays a lick in D. Go figure, right? So it's like does a D chord, and then he comes up here for this D lick, and he's actually playing D Lydian, which is interesting. He's not doing like yeah. And so it starts like this. He plays. Do that? Yeah. And then he plays that's it. Like that. Exactly, perfect. Yeah. And then he kind of does that again. I think he actually does the whole same thing, except with fitting within the context of the pattern and the scale. But I think he does the same thing. Let's see. Yeah. I sometimes confuse this, how many times he does it. Yeah, I think that's all there is to it. So it's like, he does the same thing, except with this little ending. So that last part, so I think that last part goes the A string and D string just ascends. And then he ascends from the D string again. And then just a hammer-on pull-off on the 11 to the 14th and back. 14th, yeah. I think that's it. There might be like a one thing a little longer, same kind of thing, but I don't think so. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So it's like this slow. Or yeah. He's doing 9 strings. I got 11s on. But that's it. Takes I can't just whip that out. I have to kind of warm up to it, you know, usually. And then like the intro, the very beginning. Except that time it only does it, instead of doing 4 times, it just does it 2 times. It just does it 2 times. And then, and what that is just like our very first part. Yep. And then ends with that, and the whole band just quiet. You know, it's like when that happens, the whole band just like totally quiet. So it's like really, it's really intense, and then it's quiet. All right. The whole thing now is like this. And that's the intro. After that, he's got this kind of thing going. Man, it's so much fun. like a squeal, and then it's like the chorus is really kind of, it's kind of nothing. I forgot. It's so nothing. I forgot it. It's just like street lethal. Street lethal. Come and watch me. So it's based around F sharp minor. I hope I didn't say F minor before. F sharp minor. So here's the chords. I'll leave the bass note out, but the bass note is actually the whole time it's going to be the 2nd fret, at least for the first half of this. So it's going to be 2nd fret, D string and G string, then the 4th fret, and it comes off back down to the 2nd, pull off. Yeah. And then it goes back up and back down. So it's like, yeah. And then it's going to come down like this, kind of like an E chord. But it's only going to be those two, technically. You know, the same D and G string. Yeah. And then it goes back. Yeah, so the chords. Yeah. And over our bass note, we hear this. That's really pretty over that, I think. Cool, but what he does is he has like that, you know, and what that part is, is like that. Yeah, and there's a low F sharp in between every one, so it's like not in between the pull off, but everything else, like it's like, and that's hard. But the way I'm doing it is I'm alternate picking around the string on the outside like this. So I do a downstroke on the 4th fret when I do the pull off, like that. That's a downstroke, and then I do a downstroke on the low E string. So yeah, those are both downstrokes, and then from there on out I do upstrokes on the chord and downstrokes on the E string. See what I'm talking about? And if you want, you can put a little vibrato on that. I think sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. And then the whole thing, less sloppy than that, but the whole thing happens up 2 frets. Yeah. Yeah, and then he does you're kind of your E shape, except obviously now we're in F sharp, F sharp. Yeah, so and then the open E. I think he just does that twice on the record. It's like yeah, it's like I think that's all there is to it on that first half. Then he does this really wild lick, and is back into it. Same thing. And then here it's like, and then I think he goes up to the 7th, 8th fret of the G string. Like what I like to go down into an E chord. Like that. But I think he just goes, I think that's all he does. Cool? All right, so the last thing, other than the chorus, which I forgot, is that cool, really cool. Man, that's cool. I'm not sure I've got it 100% because I had it 100%, but So I'll show you the basic idea to begin with. Starts with an open, second fret of the A string, and does a pull off. And then the fourth fret of the E, and then back to the A. Cool? Yeah. And then fourth fret on the A string, pulls off down a whole step, pulls off down a whole step again to the open A. So the first part's... Yeah. And then the open D, and then descends down from the fourth to the second. Yeah, now I can't remember if he just does that and then moves on to the next part. Let's leave out that open A, but there may be one there, right there. And that's what it'd be like without it. So let's do it without it because it's just really straightforward. I think it could be what he's doing. I'm not sure. That's one note difference. But other than that, it's pretty on. Okay, so here's what you got so far. That's it, yeah. And then he kind of does the whole thing we just did, or like in its likeness, starting from the next string. So it's going to be like second fret D string. Yeah, so it'd be like... Yeah, that's it. So we have... No, it doesn't keep going. So it's like... I think it's just this. And then there's the fourth... Yeah, and then there's the fourth fret of the A string. Before the... Just back into that chord. So... Like that. Bam! That's it. So it's like... I think that's all there is to it. And it's back at... Man, he is so sweet.